Hello students, I hope all of you are doing great, and now we are going to start the fourth lecture of our chapter, that is coal and petroleum. Now in this lecture we are going to talk about the very first topic, and that is oil refineries. Now what is oil refinery? We know that oil is the crude oil we are talking here about, and refinery are where this crude oil is being processed. Where the crude oil is processed is known as refinery. So we can write it as a refinery is a plant. A refinery, it is a plant and it is a space where crude oil is processed. Where crude oil is processed. And how the crude oil is being processed? The crude oil is sent to a distillation tower. The crude oil is sent to a distillation tower to heat up. So the crude oil is processed because the crude oil has different substances, and different substances have different boiling points. So that's why the crude oil is sent to the crude oil is sent to a distillation tower to a distillation tower where it is heated up, where it is heated up and when some of the oil will vaporize and rise up to the tower. The sub When the crude oil is sent to a distillation tower, the crude oil will vaporize and rise up to the tower. When some of the oil will vaporize, as we going to start heating the oil, then some of oil will start vaporize and rise up the tower and rise up the tower. And we all know that different components have different temperatures at which they boil. Different components have different boiling points. So we can write it as different components of the oil boil at different temperatures. Boil at different temperatures and the components, because they boil at different temperatures, so this is how the components are being separated. Because of the difference in the boiling point, the whole process of distillation is done because there is a difference in the boiling point. If there would be no difference in the boiling point, then there would be no we can't separate the different components of a crude oil. And the components are separated from bottom. The components are separated from bottom to the top. They are separated from bottom to the top of the tower, And they are separated because some materials are heavy and some materials are light. So they are separated from heavy to light fractions. So they are separated from heavy to light fractions. And this allow the refineries to collect different fractions of the crude oil. Because of this only, the refineries can collect the different components of crude oil, that are petrol, diesel, paraffin wax, and etc. So this allow refineries to collect the different fractions of crude oil. So this is all based on the difference in the boiling points. That's why on that principle only the refineries are working. And this should be clear by now that how petroleum is being separated into petrol, diesel, paraffin wax, lubricating oil, kerosene, and other materials. So we can obtain many of the materials from one petroleum and one crude oil. So we have discussed that how the separation is done, and we have discussed all the things. Now we are going to discuss the next topic, that is the uses of petroleum. So there are some common uses of petroleum, and the common uses are that petroleum products, we all know we use petrol and diesel as fuel. So petroleum products are used as fuels. Petroleum products are used as fuel. The next use of petroleum is that we all know that petroleum, from crude oil we also get lubricating oil and grease and Vaseline. So these are also used as lubricants. So we get lubricating oils. We have lubricating oils, grease, and Vaseline, and they are used as lubricants. And they are used as lubricants. And the third is that we all know that paraffin wax is a product of petroleum. So paraffin wax, we have studied this earlier also, that paraffin wax is a product of petroleum, a product of petroleum. And these are used for making candles, polishes, waxed paper, and many of the other things. So paraffin wax also have many uses in its own only, and is used for manufacturing candles. We all know that how important are the candles. We today at times we have the lights and all, and but at the older time we don't have that much electricity available at all the parts, and that's why candles are very important at that time. Waxed paper we also have. Waxed paper is the paper that is used for the waxing, the polishes, and also waterproofing, etc. And waterproofing materials also is made up of paraffin wax only. waterproofing, etc. Now we are going to discuss some other uses of petroleum also, and the other uses of now we are going to look at some other uses of petroleum also, and some other uses are that some of the byproducts of petroleum. We all know that there are some byproducts also of petroleum. So some of the byproducts of petroleum after purification, some of the byproducts are the products that are obtained after purifying, that are obtained after the purifying of petroleum. Byproducts of petroleum after purification or after purifying the petroleum. So after purification, and these byproducts are used in the preparation of medicines, ointments, face creams, etc. And these byproducts, they are very useful to they are very useful, and these are used and they are used in the preparation of and they are used in the preparation of medicines, ointments, face creams, and cosmetics also. So petroleum products are used in a lot of cosmetics, and you should know that because it's a really evolving industry for now. Cosmetics are just evolving in the business environment, and they are really growing. Now there is a product of petroleum called as bitumen, and bitumen is used. There is a product called bitumen, and it is used for leveling roads. Bitumen is used for leveling roads. For leveling roads and all the important chemicals were earlier prepared. All the important chemicals that we used were earlier prepared from coal, but now coal products have been replaced by the petroleum products. So nowadays petroleum is very useful because nowadays all the coal products and maximum coal products are being replaced. Maximum coal products are being replaced by petroleum products for use, because petroleum products are easily available, and it is easy for separating the petroleum products with the process of distillation. Now the next topic that we are going to discuss about is petroleum and its products. Now we have discussed that there are various products, so we are going to discuss about petroleum and its products. So the very first product we obtain is lubricant. Of course, we used it as a fuel in the form of petrol and diesel, but the other products are lubricant, paraffin wax. We have seen the uses of paraffin wax that is used in candles. Paraffin wax, they are used in synthetic fibers also. We have seen the uses of synthetic fibers and how they are used in synthetic fibers. The fourth product is that they are used in explosives. Petroleum products are used in explosives because they can blast. And fifth is that they are used in synthetic rubber. Synthetic rubber, if we have to harden the rubber, we use petroleum products there, because rubber in its pure form is quite that in its pure form rubber, it's not that hard. So for hardening the rubber we use petroleum products. The sixth is plastics. We use them in plastics also, in perfumes. As you have seen that perfumes are volatile in nature. The next is liquid fuels. Liquid fuels are petrol and diesel only, and we know that what are the importance of liquid fuels nowadays. We also use them in cooking gas. Sometimes we also use them in cooking gas. And the tenth is they are used in varnishes and dyes. They are used in varnishes and dyes. So I hope that all the petroleum products are clear to you, that what are their uses and how from this only we can imagine that how petroleum is so important for us and how it is important to study its uses and to study its occurrence in nature. Now the next topic that we are going to discuss about is natural gas. Now, as you can see, here is a figure being made, and we have already studied that the natural gas is obtained above the petroleum and above the crude oil in the earth crust, and they are between the impervious rocks. So, natural gas, it occurs deep under the crust of the earth. If we are going to write, it occurs under the crust and deep under the crust. It occurs deep under the crust of the earth. Okay, it is available on earth only, not on any other planet, for your information. Either alone or along with oil. They can be either occur alone and along with oil. So generally they occur with oil, but sometimes they occur alone also. Either alone or along with oil, or along with oil above petroleum deposits. These oil deposits are the petroleum or crude oil deposits only, or along with oil above petroleum deposits. Above petroleum deposits. And some wells dug into the earth to produce natural gas. We all know that when we say there are wells dug into the earth, so when wells are dug into the earth, it produces natural gas or either oil. So some wells dug into the earth, some wells dug into the earth to produce only natural gas. As you can see, this well is dug into the earth to produce only natural gas. So into the earth to produce only natural gas, while the others produce natural gas, and there are some other wells also that they produce oil and natural gas both, while others while others produce natural gas as well as petroleum. Petroleum, or we can call it as crude oil also. So they produce natural gas as well as crude oil. Now the next topic, as you have seen how the occurrence of natural gas occurs in the earth crust. Now the next topic that we are going to study about is how was natural gas formed. So we are going to look at how natural gas was formed in the earth crust. So natural gas is formed under the earth. Natural gas is formed under the earth Natural gas is formed under the earth by the decomposition of vegetable matter, by the decomposition of vegetable matter. All the vegetable matter that is lying under the earth, it is formed by the decomposition of that. So this is formed by the decomposition of vegetable matter, and remaining conditions are the same only. That means it under the conditions of high temperature, high pressure, and in the absence of oxygen. So all the other conditions are same, but natural gas is formed by the decomposition of vegetable matter. Lying under water, lying under water in conditions of, so all the other conditions are same as coal and petroleum only. So lying under in conditions of high temperature, high pressure, and in the absence of oxygen, and in the absence of oxygen. I hope this is clear to all of you that how the natural gas is being formed. Now the next topic that we are going to look at is uses of natural gas. Now natural gas, as coal and petroleum has uses, natural gas also has many uses. You've been thinking that it is a gas, why it should have uses and where it should be used. But natural gas do have uses, as natural gas is stored under high pressure, because natural gas is stored under high pressure. Natural gas is stored under high pressure as a compressed natural gas. When the natural gas is stored under high pressure, then it is called as compressed natural gas. As compressed natural gas, and in normal language we also call it as CNG. We also call that as CNG, and CNG is used for power generation. CNG is used for power generation. That means it is used for generating the power generation. And the very great advantage of CNG is that it can be used directly for burning. The CNG can be used directly for burning, but we can't use coal and petroleum directly for burning. So CNG has a very great advantage. The great advantage of CNG is that it can be used that it can be used directly for burning. And if we can use it directly from burning, then it can be used in home and factories also. So in home or factories, where it can be supplied through pipes. Where it can be supplied, and CNG is supplied through pipes only. As you have noticed that it is a gas, so it has to be supplied through a pipe. Where it can be supplied through pipes. We can't use any other mode of transportation for the CNG, as we have seen that petrols are being uh, loaded in the trucks and all, but we can't use that for CNG. And in our country, in our country, natural gas has been found in natural gas has been found in Tripura, Rajasthan. So they are supplied from these places to all over the country. Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and in the Krishna Godavari Delta. And in Krishna Godavari Delta. And in Krishna Godavari Delta. Now, the next topic that we are going to discuss about is compressed natural gas. Now, we are going to study about CNG in more detail, and we are going to look at the uses of compressed natural gas. Now, natural gas is used as domestic and industrial fuel. We all know that compressed natural gas, it's used as natural gas is used as a domestic is used as a domestic and industrial fuel, and it has high calorific value, because that means it is a good fuel. The fuel that has a high calorific value is recognized as a good fuel. So it has a high calorific value. It has a high calorific value, and that's why it is recognized as a good fuel, and it can be directly piped from the production. So there is not a transportation cost much for the natural gas. The transportation cost for the natural gas is very low, because it can it can be directly transported or directly piped. It can be directly piped from the production wells to the homes and industries. From production wells from production wells to the home and industries, and that's why the transportation cost is very low, and that's why it is a very economical fuel, and it is also a very clean fuel. The natural gas and the compressed natural gas is a very clean fuel. As you have seen in Delhi and in metro cities, there are the rickshaws of CNG. They are green rickshaws, and the rickshaws are of CNG because they used natural gas as a fuel. So it is also a very clean fuel. It is a very clean fuel as it causes no pollution on burning. As it causes no pollution and doesn't causes pollution on burning. As it causes no pollution on burning, as it causes no pollution on burning, and in the form of CNG, it is also being used as fuel in automobiles. As we have seen that it is also being used in automobiles, so in the form of CNG, it is also being used it is also being used as a fuel in automobiles, as a fuel in automobiles. It is used as a fuel in automobiles to reduce pollution because it doesn't causes much pollution, so that is why it is used as a fuel at maximum public transports and automobiles. Now we are going to discuss the next topic, that is pyrolysis. Now what is pyrolysis? We all know that natural gas is used as a source of carbon and hydrogen. Natural gas, wherever we need carbon and hydrogen, natural gas is being used there. So natural gas is used as a source of carbon and hydrogen. So we are going to discuss that how pyrolysis is being done there. Now, what happens is when it is heated strongly in the absence of air, pyrolysis means when something is heated in the absence of air. So when it is heated strongly in the absence of air, when it is heated when natural gas, we are talking about natural gas, when natural gas is heated strongly in the absence of air, or we can say in the vacuum, in the absence of air, then the natural gas convert itself to carbon and hydrogen. And in the absence of air, it is called as pyrolysis only. This is called as pyrolysis when something is being heated in the absence of air. Then it forms carbon and hydrogen. Then it forms carbon and hydrogen. That means it breaks down into its constituent particles, and that means natural gas, let's say it is a mixture of carbon and hydrogen. Let's say we are taking CH4, and when strong heating is done, then it breaks itself into carbon and hydrogen, and the carbon thus formed is used as filler, and the carbon here forms the carbon thus formed is used as a filler in rubber tire industry, and it is used as a filler in rubber tire industry, in rubber and tire industry, and the hydrogen gas manufactured ammonia, and the hydrogen gas is used to manufacture ammonia. So they have multiple uses in all, and the hydrogen gas is used in manufacture of ammonia, is used in manufacture of ammonia. Now, the next topic that we are going to talk about is advantages of natural gas. So, what are the advantages of natural gas over coal and petroleum? We are going to look at that. So, we all know that natural gas, it is a cleaner fuel. It is a cleaner fuel than coal and petroleum. Petrol products cause more pollution, and that's why natural gas is advantageous because it is a cleaner fuel, and it is a cleaner fuel and causes less pollution, and it causes less pollution. Now the second point is that the second advantage is it has high calorific value, and the fuel that has high calorific value is recognized as a good fuel because it will provide more energy. It has high calorific value, and that's why it is recognized as a good fuel. The third and the main advantage, natural gas has a very main advantage over coal and petroleum, and that is it can be directly transported. That's why the transportation cost is very low in natural gas. It can be directly transported. It can be directly transported to the homes and industries, to the homes and industries through networks of underground pipelines, and it is transported through the networks of underground pipelines. The pipelines are not out there in our environment, but they are underground through the networks of underground pipelines. And this eliminates the need of additional storage and transport, and because we can directly transport it, that this eliminates the need for additional storage. This eliminates the need for additional storage, that we don't have to store the natural gas. Additional storage and transport. And that's why it becomes a very economical fuel. That means it becomes a very economical fuel and it is easily available. Now, the next advantage is that in our country, we are going to discuss about where the pipelines are in our country. So in our country, the natural gas is being supplied in Vadodara city. The natural gas is being supplied The natural gas is being supplied in Vadodara city in Gujarat. Also, some parts of Delhi through pipelines, and in some parts of Delhi, and in some parts of Delhi through pipelines. So this is a very good advantage of natural gas over coal and petroleum, that it can be transported directly. This is a very good advantage of natural gas, and that's why natural gas is highly preferable. Now the fourth advantage is that it does not produce any poisonous gas on burning, as coal and petroleum produce carbon dioxide and other harmful gases. So it does not produce any poisonous gas on burning. And the fifth advantage of natural gas is that it burns with a smokeless flame. The flame it burns with is a smokeless. So it burns with a smokeless flame. That means the flame doesn't have any smoke. Smokeless flame. So it does not cause much pollution. So it does not cause much pollution. Now, now the next with this, we are going to end the lecture here only, and thank you everyone.